Let me tell you something that most people misunderstand about passive income. They hear the word passive, and they imagine money showing up in their bank account while they're sleeping on the couch. That fantasy is the reason so many people never build real financial freedom. Passive income is not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right work once, building an asset, and letting that asset continue to produce value over time. We're living in 2026, and the opportunities available today are bigger than they've ever been in human history. You have access to tools, platforms, and audiences that people 20 years ago could only dream about. The question is not whether opportunities exist. The question is whether you're willing to put in the work when nobody is watching. Let's talk about 3 side hustles that actually pay. The first one is digital content monetization. Right now, attention is the most valuable currency on the internet. Millions of people spend hours every day scrolling through platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. If you learn how to create content that educates, entertains, or inspires, you can turn that attention into revenue through ads, sponsorships, and digital products. But here's the truth: nobody likes to hear your first 50 videos might get almost no views. That's the price of learning. That's the tuition you pay to the internet. The second side hustle is digital products. This could be an online course, templates, ebooks, or design resources. The magic of digital products is that you create them once and they can sell thousands of times. Imagine spending a few weeks building something valuable that solves a real problem, then letting it generate income for years. That's how leverage works. You stop selling hours and start selling assets. The third one is affiliate marketing. Instead of creating your own product, you recommend products or services that already exist and earn a commission every time someone buys through your link. This works incredibly well when you combine it with content creation. When people trust your voice and your recommendations, your influence becomes a business model. But here's the mindset shift that matters more than any side hustle. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop chasing overnight success. The people who win in the long run are the ones who show up every day, learn from failure, and keep building. Passive income isn't magic. It's patience, execution, and consistency stacked over time. The internet rewards people who create value. If you focus on helping others, teaching what you know, and building things that live online forever, you're not just creating a side hustle. You're building an engine that can work for you long after the work is done. When people hear the phrase passive income, they immediately imagine money flowing into their bank account while they relax, travel, or sleep. That idea sounds exciting, but it often creates the wrong expectations. Passive income does not begin as passive. In the beginning, it requires effort, learning, consistency, and patience. The real secret behind passive income is not avoiding work. The real secret is building something once that continues to create value over time. Many people spend their entire lives trading hours for dollars. They wake up, go to work, complete tasks, get paid, and repeat the same cycle again and again. The moment they stop working, the income stops too. Passive income breaks that pattern because it focuses on building assets instead of simply selling time. An asset is something that continues to generate results, even when you are not actively working every single moment. Starting small is one of the most important lessons when building passive income. Too many people wait for the perfect idea, the perfect plan, or the perfect moment. They spend months thinking but never begin. The truth is that progress almost always starts with small, imperfect steps. A small online project, a simple digital product, or a basic piece of content can eventually grow into something powerful if you keep improving it. The internet has made this process easier than ever before. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram allow anyone to share knowledge, creativity, or skills with people across the world. A single video, guide, or resource can reach thousands or even millions of people without needing a large company behind it. This creates opportunities that previous generations never had access to. However, building passive income through these platforms still requires effort and discipline in the beginning. Creating content, learning how algorithms work, improving communication skills, and understanding what audiences truly value takes time. The early stages often feel slow, and the results may seem small at first, but every piece of work becomes a building block for something larger. Consistency plays a bigger role than talent in this journey. Someone who creates content or builds digital assets regularly for months and years will almost always outperform someone who works intensely for a short period and then stops. Small actions repeated over time create momentum. Passive income begins with the simple decision to start building assets today instead of waiting for a perfect tomorrow. One of the biggest advantages people have in 2026 is access to the internet and digital platforms that allow anyone to reach a global audience. In the past, building a business required large investments, physical locations, and complex distribution systems. Today, a single person with a laptop, a phone, and an internet connection can build something that reaches thousands or even millions of people around the world. This shift has completely changed the way side hustles and passive income opportunities work. Digital platforms have created an environment where ideas can spread quickly if they provide value. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram allow individuals to share knowledge, creativity, and solutions with people who are actively looking for useful content. Every day, millions of users search for tutorials, tips, entertainment, and advice. When someone consistently creates content that helps people solve problems or learn something new, they begin to attract attention, trust, and eventually opportunities for income. The real power of these platforms is scalability. When someone works a traditional job, their effort usually reaches only one employer or one client at a time. Digital platforms allow one piece of work to reach thousands of people simultaneously. A video article or digital resource can continue attracting viewers and users long after it is created. This creates a foundation for income streams that grow over time rather than disappearing once the work is finished. However, simply joining a platform is not enough. Success comes from understanding what people need and how to communicate in a way that captures attention. This means learning how to present ideas clearly, how to structure content so that people stay engaged, and how to build trust with an audience. The internet rewards those who provide genuine value rather than those who simply chase trends. Consistency is also critical when leveraging digital platforms. Many creators start with excitement but stop when they do not see immediate results. The truth is that growth online often begins slowly. Early videos may receive only a few views, and early projects may not generate much income. But each piece of work becomes part of a larger system that builds visibility and credibility over time. Those who stay patient and continue improving their skills eventually reach a point where their content and digital assets begin working for them, even when they are not actively creating something new. One of the most important mindset shifts when thinking about passive income is understanding the difference between selling time and building assets. Most people grow up learning that success comes from working hard at a job, earning a salary, and repeating the same routine every day. While hard work is valuable, relying only on time-based income can limit financial growth because every dollar earned is directly connected to hours spent working. When someone is paid for their time, there is always a limit. A day only has 24 hours, and energy is not unlimited. This means that income stops the moment work stops. If someone takes a break, goes on vacation, or becomes unable to work for a period of time, the money also stops. This system creates pressure because financial security depends entirely on constant activity. Building assets changes this dynamic. An asset is something that continues to create value even after the initial work is completed. Instead of trading hours for income every day, a person invests time up front to create something that can continue producing results in the future. This idea is the foundation of most successful passive income strategies. Digital assets have become especially powerful in the modern world. Online courses, guides, templates, software tools, and educational content can be created once and shared with thousands of people across the internet. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok allow creators to publish content that remains available to viewers for months or even years. A helpful tutorial or informative video can continue attracting viewers long after it was first uploaded. The beauty of digital assets is that they scale without requiring proportional effort. A person might spend days or weeks developing a high-quality resource, but once it is available online, it can reach people in different countries, time zones, and communities without additional work for every individual viewer or customer. This does not mean the process is easy. Creating valuable assets requires research, skill development, and consistent effort. The early stages often involve experimentation and learning from mistakes. Some projects may not perform well at first, but each attempt improves understanding of what audiences truly need and appreciate. Over time, a collection of digital assets begins to work together. Content attracts attention. Attention builds trust, and trust creates opportunities for income through products, partnerships, or services. Each asset becomes a small engine contributing to a larger system that continues generating value long after the original effort was completed. Patience and long-term thinking are two of the most underrated qualities when it comes to building passive income. In a world where people are constantly surrounded by stories of overnight success, it becomes easy to believe that financial freedom should happen quickly. Social media often shows the results, but rarely the years of work that came before those results. This creates unrealistic expectations that cause many people to give up before their efforts have time to grow. The truth is that passive income systems usually start very slowly. In the early stages, the effort invested often feels much greater than the rewards received. Someone might spend weeks creating valuable content, building a digital product, or learning a new skill, yet the income generated may be small at first. This phase is where patience becomes essential because the results are not always immediate. Long-term thinking changes the way people approach their side hustles. Instead of asking, how much money can I make this month? The more powerful question becomes, what can I build today that will continue creating value next year? This mindset encourages people to focus on quality, consistency, and improvement rather than quick profits. Digital platforms reward this kind of persistence. Content shared on platforms like YouTube or Instagram does not disappear after one day. A helpful tutorial, educational video, or valuable resource can continue attracting viewers long after it was originally published. As more content is created, each piece becomes part of a growing library that continues working in the background. Over time, this collection of work begins to build momentum. One video leads viewers to another. One useful resource encourages people to explore more of what the creator has produced. Gradually, the audience grows, trust develops, and opportunities begin to appear. What once seemed like small efforts begin to connect together and form a larger system. This process often takes months or even years, which is why long-term thinking is so important. Those who expect instant success usually stop too soon, while those who commit to consistent progress slowly build something stronger. Each small step contributes to a foundation that becomes more valuable with time. Passive income rewards those who are willing to play the long game, focusing on steady progress and continuous improvement instead of chasing quick results. Technology and content creation have become some of the most powerful tools for building passive income in the modern world. In earlier decades, reaching a large audience required television networks, publishing companies, or major advertising budgets. Only a small number of people had access to those opportunities. Today, technology has removed many of those barriers and given individuals the ability to share ideas, skills, and knowledge with people across the globe. Content is now one of the most scalable forms of value on the internet. A single useful video, article, or tutorial can reach thousands of people who are searching for answers to the same problem. When someone creates content that educates, inspires, or solves a real challenge, it becomes a digital asset that can continue attracting attention long after it is published. This is one of the reasons content has become a powerful foundation for passive income strategies. Platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram allow creators to distribute their work instantly to global audiences. Millions of people open these platforms every day looking for information, entertainment, and inspiration. When creators consistently publish helpful or engaging material, they begin to build a relationship with viewers who return again and again for new content. Technology also makes it easier to turn content into multiple income streams. A creator might begin by sharing educational videos or helpful tips. Over time, that content can lead to opportunities such as advertising revenue, partnerships with brands, affiliate marketing, or the creation of digital products. A single idea can evolve into several different forms of value when technology is used effectively. Another advantage of technology is automation. Online systems can handle tasks like delivering digital products, processing payments, or recommending related content to new viewers. Once these systems are set up, they allow income streams to continue operating without requiring constant manual work. This automation helps transform active effort into something that gradually becomes more passive. However, technology alone is not enough. The most successful creators focus on delivering real value rather than simply chasing views or trends. They study what their audience needs, improve their communication skills, and continue learning how to present ideas clearly and effectively. When content, technology, and consistency come together, they create opportunities for individuals to reach audiences far beyond their local communities and build digital assets that continue generating value over time. Ideas are powerful, but ideas alone do not create results. The real difference between people who talk about passive income and those who actually achieve it comes down to discipline and execution. Many people spend hours watching videos, reading about business strategies, or searching for the perfect side hustle, yet they never take consistent action. Information is everywhere, but execution is rare, and that is why those who act consistently stand out. Discipline means showing up even when motivation is low. In the beginning, building a side hustle rarely feels exciting every day. There are moments when progress seems slow, when content receives very few views, or when a project does not perform as expected. During those moments, discipline becomes more important than inspiration. The ability to continue working on a goal, even when results are small, is what gradually builds momentum. Execution also requires a willingness to learn through action. Many people hesitate because they want everything to be perfect before they start. They worry about making mistakes, receiving criticism, or creating something that is not immediately successful. However, progress always comes from experimentation. Each attempt teaches valuable lessons about what works and what needs improvement. Digital platforms provide an ideal environment for learning through execution. Someone can publish content on platforms like YouTube or TikTok and quickly receive feedback from viewers. Some videos may perform better than others, and that feedback helps creators understand what resonates with their audience. Over time, consistent practice improves both the quality of the content and the ability to communicate ideas effectively. Another important part of execution is maintaining a long-term routine. Creating one video, one product, or one project is rarely enough to build a reliable passive income stream. Instead, success usually comes from building a collection of digital assets over time. Each piece of work adds another layer to the system, increasing visibility and opportunities for growth. When discipline and execution become habits, progress begins to compound. Small actions repeated over weeks and months gradually turn into meaningful results. The people who succeed with passive income are often not the ones with the most extraordinary ideas, but the ones who consistently transform their ideas into real work that exists in the world. Passive income is not about avoiding work. It is about working with purpose and building assets that continue to create value over time. In today's digital world, opportunities are everywhere for those who are willing to learn, adapt, and take consistent action. The internet has given individuals the ability to reach global audiences, share knowledge, and turn ideas into scalable income streams. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram have transformed the way people build businesses, making it possible for a single creator to influence and help thousands of people across the world. The journey toward passive income begins with a mindset shift. Instead of focusing only on short-term earnings, successful individuals focus on building long-term assets. They understand that every piece of content, every digital product, and every skill they develop becomes part of a system that can continue generating value long after the initial effort. Small projects created today can grow into powerful opportunities when they are nurtured with patience and consistency. Technology and content creation have opened doors that previous generations never had access to. But access alone is not enough. Discipline, execution, and a willingness to keep improving are what transform opportunities into real results. The people who succeed are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who continue building, learning, and adapting even when progress feels slow. Passive income is ultimately the result of consistent effort combined with long-term thinking. When individuals focus on creating value, helping others, and building digital assets that live online, they begin to create income streams that extend far beyond traditional limits of time and location. Over time, those efforts compound, turning small beginnings into sustainable opportunities that can continue working in the background while new ideas and projects continue to grow.